Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV and the second edition of the Extra Time Show, the show where we bring you all the extra news that you might not have seen this week, including all the things on social media, how the under-23s are getting on, how the under-18s are doing, and all the lads on loan, and even the transfer targets that we're looking to get. This week, we start with a bit of a review from last week where it was my first show. I made my debut, got a few minutes under my belt, the team got the 3 points in the end. There was a few scathing reviews of other people. One of my favourites was, who the fuck is this little shithead presenting? He looks like the shit. I shit out in the toilet this morning. Where the fuck is our Lord and Saviour? Paul and Chris, I don't know. This guy, I don't know, he needs a hug or something. Skankhunt42 for any South Park fans. Chris Graham jumping to my defence there saying shut up. Another one, Anthony Jones. I love the idea. However, pick a guy to present who has more than one tone. See what I did there? Chris Graham coming to my defence again. I actually owe Chris Graham a pint if I ever see him. And the guy below Chris Graham saying, fucking Englishman, Klingsus und Augartenpost. I don't even want to know what that means. It's probably something German and horrific, like a lot of their actions. Anyway, I love the Germans, love Emre Can. We start this week with Jurgen Klopp's Monday Night Football. What a fucking guy, by the way. He come on, and he was the best thing about Monday Night Football. I don't know if you were watching it. The game was absolutely awful. But Jamie Carragher is looking at Jurgen Klopp like his long-lost lover in absolute awe. Jurgen Klopp, he's shown... I don't know if he gave too much away with the tactical board that he was doing. They showed him the Liverpool odds to win the league. He goes, I don't know what these numbers mean. Where Jurgen Klopp's from, to keep the money in his pockets, that's what he said, which is refreshing to see from a manager, because whenever you're watching Sky or BT, it's, get your mobiles and laptops out now. Fucking Ray Winston's big fat head. But more football, less talking. A little review of what happened last week. Liverpool played on Tuesday, absolutely smashed Derby, was it? Asmir Begovic, he scored the goal. Tim Howard scored a goal. And according to the Liverpool FC Facebook page, Loris Karius scored a goal with the first goal that Ragnar Klavan scored. We all make mistakes. I mean, imagine saying something stupid like Nemanja Matic was Croatian. Who'd do that? What kind of idiot would do that? Like me last week. I was talking about Kovacic, but I mixed that up. What can you do? Hardly, like I said, Matic, we all know he's Japanese, don't we? They're all itches. I'm getting itchy just talking about it. Moving on, Divock Origi scored absolute blooter, top corner. And he went on Twitter and he said, yes, La, I like that. I like it when a foreign player comes in, starts adopting Scouse slang. That's what you take them to your heart when you see that. There's certain players that have done it over the years. Daniel Agger, Dirk Kuyt, Xabi Alonso, I'll be speaking about them in a minute. They come to our club, they don't know nothing about the city or the people. When they're coming in, they're saying Bossla. When Klopp goes, Bosta. I love seeing that. I love seeing that. Certain players can do it. Who do you think in the current squad will go on to be one of these guys who's like an adopted Scouser, should we say? For me, I'm looking at Emre Can. Another adopted Scouser, Yana Narisa, I want to know how you scored with Katie Price. Bit bizarre. Just really weird. I'm not really going to go on about it that much because, fucking hell, who cares? It's just a bit mad. John Arnerisa nailed Katie Price. Good on the lad. That's that. But Daniel Agger and Xabi Alonso, another former legends of the club, they were having a bit of banter on Twitter this week because it was 10 years to the day where Alonso scored a goal from his own half in a 5-3 win against Luton. Don't know if you remember it. Good goal. But Daniel Agger puts on Twitter, I can still remember Carragher screaming no. And you can just imagine Carragher, can't you, as Alonso picks the ball up going, Xabi, no! What the fuck are you playing at, Xabi, you fucking spat? I want to go, lads, what fuck, come here, Xabi! So they're all having a laugh on Twitter, and I like to see who in 10 years' time is gonna be doing this, because for me it seems that you only kind of remembered if you've won a trophy at Liverpool. We don't really 38 games in the season. You don't really remember the cup finals we've lost. Alonso, Agger, Carragher, they're all winners. They've all won trophies. In 5 or 10 years' time, are we going to see Hendo having banter like... We're not going to see Milner having banter like this, but that's more to do with the personality. But consummate professional, and that's what we're getting to next. Mamadou Sakho, we've already done a show on him basically being a dickhead, really. He went on Snapchat, as you can see, but now it's 3 weeks, I am fit to play games. I finish all my rehabilitation work. They don't want me to play. Also with the second team. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because you need fat burners, mate. Maybe it's because you turn up late to the flight to America. Maybe it's because you piss around with the manager. I don't know. I'm not having a full go at Sakho because he does a lot for charity, and that doesn't mean you're not a dickhead. I work for a charity. I'm a bit of a dickhead. But Mamadou Sakho, just keep your fucking head down. James Milner got signed by Liverpool. He left a championship winning club because he wanted to play central midfield. That's what he wanted to do. He's come in, he's played right wing, he's been shoved left back. As James Milner complained, he hasn't said a word, he hasn't said a peep. He doesn't go on Snapchat. It's like Sakho has been jibbed by Klopp, and he just can't let it go. Klopp's moved on, mate. We've all been there. We've all been trying to get back into the bird who's moved on. Klopp's got a new fella now. He's got Joel Matip. You're out the game. Wait for January. Keep your head down. And I don't know, move him on. There's no room for him. And it's like, go on Snapchat, mate. Fucking hell, you're a grown man. Another thing that come out after Liverpool's 5-1 win against Hull, you may have heard clapping on 27 minutes, and that was a tribute to Jerry MacGyver. He was a Hillsborough Justice campaigner. He sadly passed away. So that's what the clapping was for on 27 minutes. But what I thought was lovely about the game in that day, there was a picture of Ian Abbey, a Hull City fan, who wore a shirt saying "Never ever forget 96", a Hull City fan. And just brilliant, isn't it? It's just to see that kind of respect from another football team. Because at the end of the day, we're all football fans. Choose whatever kit you want. You can be Man United fans, you can be Blue Noses, whatever. We're all football fans. We're far more alike than we'd ever care to admit, really. I hope he never buys a pint again for the rest of his life, because what a guy, mate, to come to our city. And yeah, we beat them, and fair enough, he goes back home, but he goes back home a better man. I've got a lot more respect for Hull, because it could have been Hull City fans, and we wouldn't know. And I'd like to think that there'd be some Liverpool fan out there who would go and show them the same respect that they've shown us. I just think, what a guy, Ian Abbey. Thumbs up and lots of love from our city there. Moving on to the under-23s. If the first team's flying, the under-23s are flying as well. They're smashing it. We beat Tottenham 6-2. We were 3-0 up inside 10 minutes. Goals from Harry Wilson, Ben Woodburn and Cameron Brannigan. Cameron Brannigan, 2 goals and 1 assist. He was made up. He puts on Twitter 2 goals and an assist. Happy days. He's playing well. He's the one that you've got to watch, because he's getting the goals, he's getting assists. Should there be an injury to Wijnaldum or obviously we've got Chan coming back, we've got Grujic in and about there, but you need these people snapping on the heels of a Rottweiler for your Stephen French fans. Ben Woodburn, when I seen he was born in 1999, I nearly threw up. I watched France 98. That was my first kind of tournament I could recollect. He's that young. We've got a picture of him from his Instagram in a pool, which we've had to blur out because Redmen TV, we don't condone feeding the nonsense, mate. We don't. We're not giving them ammunition. So I felt weird being a 24-year-old man looking at pictures of a 16-year-old boy, essentially. But no purple lackey stuff going on here. Brooks Lennon. Get a real name, you douchebag. He's an American. Terrible first name, great second name if you're a fan of the Beatles. Oh, I'm a fan of the Beatles. That's John Lennon. That's my John Lennon impression. But 13 goals in 3 games now. We beat Sunderland 3-0 as well. So goals just flying in everywhere. And who should score against Sunderland for the under-23? Danny Danny Ings. Here's a picture of Danny Ings with, I think, a chihuahua. Quite cute, quite cute. The chihuahua's not bad as well. Sorry about that. Now, Danny Ings is fucking smashing it. He keeps scoring. And when you keep scoring, does Klopp have the faith in Sturridge? We were talking about, does he want Danny Ings? Sturridge was on the bench last week. Danny Ings is getting goals, fair enough. Sturridge won the penalty with his classic little dive that he does. I'm calling it a dive. But, you know, he put the foot in. Danny Ings, he's working hard. That's what you want to see. You don't want him going on Snapchat going, oh, Klopp's not playing me, Klopp's not playing me. Do you talking on the pitch? Sakho saying, oh, yeah, I'll do me talking on the pitch. But, yeah, you'll also fucking bitch about it on Snapchat. But that's another thing. So, Danny Ings flying. Cameron Bannigan's flying. And, yeah, we'll get to the under-18s just now. The mini derby. And we were smashed 4-1 by the Blue Noses. It was 1-1 at 50-odd minutes, and they just seemed to have lost their head. 3 goals in a 10-minute spell. The only kind of bright spark coming out of that, again, was Tony Gomez and Jan Danda. Tony Gomez had a shot, keeper spilled it, Jan Danda gets in and pounces on the mistake. And it's nice to have that. You can't buy a poacher's instinct. Sturridge just got it. Philip Coutinho missed that shot in the box. He can score a worldie, but to have the killer instinct in the box, something Michael Owen had it, Torres had it, certain players have it, they can just seem to pounce on a keeper's mistake. They know where the ball's going to be. Jan Danda, keep doing that, mate. Could see yourself in the first team. Could get out on loan on a good loan move. Glenn McCauley was also another name to keep your eye out for the under-18s. He had a header in stoppage time which hit the post. Hopefully he can score when they play them at home alone. McCauley, yeah, too much sugar for me this morning. The under-18s play Newcastle next. Onto the loan watch. Just going to whiz through this. Danny Ward. He lost 1-0 away to Reading, and a deflected shot loops over his head and goes in. Nothing he can really do about that. Ryan Fulton, he faced 22 shots on his goal. They lost 2-1 to Bury. 6 shots on target. So it's nice to see if I was a keeper going out on loan, I'd want to go to a lower league kind of club. A team that's going to get fucking a lot of shots at them. Show your shot stopping skills. Show that you can come and claim the ball. Adam Bogdan, here's a picture of Adam Bogdan eating pizza. Why not? Why not have a picture of Adam Bogdan? We're going for a different feel. Oh, why is Adam Bogdan? Show us him on the pitch. Let's show us him eating pizza. One YouTuber asked, why can't we show clips of the people in the matches and things like that? Simply, it's copyright, mate. We haven't got all the money for that. Ryan Kent, moving on. He got half an hour to try and salvage a goal in a 2-0 loss to Brighton. He plays for Barnsley. It's good that his manager can call on him to try and get a goal. That's what you want to see. The manager's got a bit of faith, needs a goal, throws the young lad on. Couldn't get the goal, but he might be able to do it next week, who knows. Moving on, Jack Dunn, Scouser. He was taken off 10 minutes from time when Morecambe were 2-0 down in a game that finished 3-2. So keep Jack Dunn on and you won't start conceding all these goals. Just moving on, John Flanagan, he's yet to play. No minutes for Burnley last night. Jack Dunn and John Flanagan. The point I want to make is we're living in a kind of post-Carragher and Gerrard era now where there's no Scouse representation on the pitch for us. It's all right for Everton. They've had Tony Hibbert in fucking 1878. And now they've got Boss Barkley or Ross Barkley, whatever you want to call him. Without Carragher and Gerrard there, where is that representation? The local lads need that. First and foremost, you've got to be good enough to play for Liverpool. But failing that, Scouse is not going to go much wrong if you try hard. If he's not getting the minutes there at Burnley, I'd rather him be playing for the under-23s, really. He's 23. Him and Ings, if they're in that team, I'd like to see that. We've got a picture of Flannel and the lads. Oh, I'm John Flannel, lad. I'm a sick kid. I don't wear the same colour shoes as me mates when we're in Ibiza, lad. No, I actually love John Flanagan and I want to see him back in the team. Lloyd Jones, an 2-0 away win. He's centre-back. He was facing 3 strikers, kept a clean sheet. So good news on that front. Sam Hart. Now, there's the thing. I've played as much as Sam Hart has for Port Vale, but without the carbon footprint. No minutes all season. On the bench in a 2-1 loss. to Bristol Rovers, I think it was. So these lads who aren't playing, what's the point, mate? Get them back at the academy. If you're not on the pitch, you're not doing much, are you? Overseas, we've got Taiwo Awoniyi. He was taken off in stoppage time in a 0-0 draw. Couldn't get the goal, unlucky, fair enough. Andy Wisdom, he's still out injured. His career, it could be one of them Dan Agger kind of things. They show a bit of promise, and injuries just hamper them all the time. Lazar Markovic, he's playing in the Champions League on Tuesday night. He was put on at 17 minutes when his side Sporting were 3-0 up. And wait to see out the game, Lazar. Wait to see that game out, because it finished 4-2. Wait to corner the ball. Wait to run the clock down. Yeah, I'd be happy to see him go. If we can get 10 million for him, I don't even know if we get that. And finally, some good news. Alan. Is that Steve? No. It's Alan Rodriguez, and he's finally got some minutes, and he got an assist as well. It's a shame the assist was for Thiago of Bayern Munich, because he had a shocker. He had an absolute shocker. Keeper 1-0 down against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich win 3-0. Keeper plays it to him on the edge of the area. Someone's chasing the keeper down. He turns. He doesn't know what to do, and the ball is just taken off him. Edge of the area, just by Thiago. Just tucks it in the goal, the keeper. Not the best start for him, but fucking hell, one experience. You're playing against Xabi Alonso, Muller, fucking Lewandowski. It's a good experience. You're not going to get that when you're playing for the under-23. So he's going out. He's playing against the best. The following game, he was an unused sub in a 3-3 draw. I somehow suspect that the managers went, fuck it, we're not going to beat Bayern Munich, so we'll give the young lads a run out, and then he went for a game where he thinks they can win. On to transfer targets, we did have one comment saying more Dahoud puns, and it'd be Dahoud not to, wouldn't it? Anyone? Be Dahoud not? Yeah, forget it. No, I actually wrote a joke specifically about Dahoud this week, because this is a true story, actually. Do you know Dahoud actually used to play beach soccer? He did, and he's really fast. He was so fast, he'd run and he'd create this kind of, this cloud of dust, and it'd spin round, and people would walk past and go, what's that big cloud of dust there? And he'd say, Dahoud Sandstorm. Anyone? No one said it was going to be good. If you can create a better Dahoud joke, put it in the comments. I'd love to see it. But Dahoud is on fire. Hey, we don't need Wijnaldum or Lallana's little turns. Anyway, Dahoud is absolutely smashing it. 2-0 win against Ingolstadt. He got an assist, 3 interceptions, 2 clearances, 1 block. He created 3 chances. He was all over the pitch. He's passing the ball everywhere. I like to see that. I like to see that. But I'm not going to be covering him next week. I've exhausted all my puns. And, you know, come the fucking end of January, Tottenham will snipers for him. So next week I'll be covering maybe Jonas Hector. Or if you've got a better suggestion, let me know in the comments. I don't know if you want me to do 1 in-depth or 3 kind of, I don't know, medium depth things. But I might just do a surprise person who we've been linked with in-depth every week. As it is, that's all for this week's show. Remember, like, subscribe, even share this video if you think it was good. And that's it. I'll be coming up with an international roundup at this international break as well. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your day.